So it's a pleasure to be here to talk about Oilmin's journey, our recent growth and diversification. And in the end, I'm going to share my personal reflections on what makes Oilmin unique. So Oilmin's background. Oilmin was founded in 1992 by the late Mr. George Leia and two of his business partners. George later acquired full ownership of the company, essentially making Oilmin a 100% Papua New Guinea-owned entity. And I'm proud to say this year marks 32 years of operation, which is funny because usually when I talk to Papua New Guineans, they're like, oh, where's the company from? From PNG. How long have you been around? 32 years. Oh, okay. Also, the company remains still in the hands of the Leia family with Declan Leia over here, who's a shareholder, director, and our operations manager, and Miss Georgina Leia, shareholder and director as well. For context, for those who don't know about the Leia family, I encourage you to find a book titled The First Contact by Bob Connolly and Robin Anderson. There's even documentaries about the Leia brothers who came up into the highlands looking for gold, and they ended up making PNG their home instead. So initially, when Oilmin started out, we focused on bridging community affairs and seismic services, but George identified two key challenges. Number one, a lack of PNG companies offering comprehensive field support services, and number two, the need for Oilmin to control lead times and product quality. So that led to our expansion of our capabilities, and we ventured into things like aviation, shipping services, labor hire services, and even things like meat manufacturing. And this brought Oilmin closer to being a one-stop shop for field services to oil and gas operators. And our expansion ensured we were able to target critical points within our operation where Oilmin had direct oversight and control over quality and delivery. For instance, if you were wondering what has anything to do with meat manufacturing, we were able to supply high quality meats at scale to our clients, also adhering to international safety standards as well. But despite this expansion, we stayed true to our roots and remained in jungle operations. But the decline in exploration forced us to rethink our future. So this graph was taken from Oilmin's operations history from 92 to date. We won't go through the whole thing, but I'll direct your attention to, hopefully I got this right. Yes, to here, to this period. So in this period is where we peaked in operation, essentially carrying out 47 projects during that period, 7 to 8 projects averaging per year. And from here, it wasn't a gradual decline, sharp decline, as you would know as well. So this forced us to rethink our way forward. So we went away, refocused, and decided how to grow bigger and better. We exited industries like aviation, shipping, timber supply, meat supply, and we shifted back to George's vision of ensuring that we remain a one-stop shop to our clients. So we focused on seismic services, support services, project management, construction services, camp management and catering, procurement and logistics, community affairs, and labor hire services as well. And empowered by this new focus, Oilmin set out not with the intention of getting so many projects at one time, but ensuring that we execute to the highest quality and service delivery to the projects that we had or we were being awarded. A quality over quantity approach, if you will. And this model eventually struck gold, or in this case, I should say oil and gas, because in 2022, Oilmin was awarded to manage a 2D land seismic data acquisition survey. I dare you to say that 10 times, we took twice as fast each time. And the highlights of this survey was 2.4 million hours worked with 0 lost time incidents, Over 800 PNG nationals were engaged during this project. Up until the last day of the project, nearly 182 meals were prepared for the personnel on site. I believe that was a 6 to 8 month project, if I'm right. The survey was carried out over 246 kilometers in PNG's jungle terrain. And if you've ever been to PNG's jungle, you know that it's really not for the faint-hearted. A total of 167 helipads were constructed, and this was all done in the back end of a global pandemic as well. Now, I want to highlight the most important thing here. This project marks a historic milestone as the first time in PNG's history that we have achieved 100% national ownership in the execution of the project. And also there were no legacy issues left behind, which is key in our industry, and everyone walked away safe, reigning true to Oilmin's safety motto, work safe, home safe. Now, building on this success, Oilmin proudly secured a 79-kilometer seismic project with Cockle Petroleum Holdings Limited, and this partnership highlights our shared commitments to developing PNG's energy resources through local expertise and ownership. Essentially, PNG's national oil company and PNG's longest-serving field support provider. And in every project, especially in remote areas like this, comes with unique challenges. At Oilmin, we have a motto: problem equals solutions. Now, through the expertise and dedication of our team, we have overcome several obstacles in this project, including fuel supply, which a lot of you would be aware of if you're operating in PNG. Without fuel, all operations would halt. And leveraging our strong network with suppliers and project planning, we secured the necessary volumes of aviation fuel to ensure the operations continue without interruptions. Airstrip accessibility as well. Limited accessible airstrips pose a significant challenge. However, working collaboratively with local communities, we revived the long-dormant Siribi airstrip, upgrading it to operational standards. And this effort highlights the power of partnerships and local engagement as well. Community affairs, managing expectations in short-term projects like seismic surveys is key. And our community affairs team, in conjunction with KPHL's CA team, has worked with communication and mutual understanding. Communities are directly benefiting through employment, vehicle and boat hires, fresh produce supply, timber milling, and airstrip maintenance as well. Oh, sorry. Beyond exploration, diversification has been essential to our resilience. Key to our diversification was forming a joint venture company and venturing into the domestic market. Over a year ago, Oilmin formed a joint venture, Jerelai Pujari Field Services Limited. We like our long names at Oilmin, with PRL 15 landowner company, JPHL. Now, JPFSL was awarded management of the Aherd Base facility for Papua LNG, which was under Oilmin's care pre-2009, so a while now. And JPFSL's initial capability was camp management and catering, and now expanding into things like camp construction and labor hire services. Domestically, we've also diversified through the Nature's Cafe and catering, bringing field service quality standards into local catering. In July of this year, we began managing Nature's Cafe at Port Moresby Nature Park and offering business-to-business, but also individual catering solutions. So if you're in Port Moresby, go to the Nature Park, see the animals, but also I hear that the Nature's Cafe has the best lemon iced tea. Right, this is my favorite part of the presentation, the end. No, the people. So, with over 32 years, what makes Oilmin different, what sets it apart, what's had it ticking all this time is our people. We've prioritized workforce development and transitioning roles previously held by non-citizens to now skilled PNG nationals, and paramount in the joint venture model between JPHL and Oilmin provides for capacity building. Now, three shining examples of this are Papua New Guineans from the Gulf Province, Paul Sipia, Perpetua Mero, and Cesar Michael. Very briefly about them. Paul joined Oilmin in 2013 and transitioned to JPFSL when the JV was formed. He started as a kitchen cleaner, progressed to a skilled barista, and he now wants to be a chef. Recently, JPFSL signed an MOU with IEA College of TAFE in Port Moresby, and Paul now has the opportunity to become a chef. He's been earmarked to sit for certificate programs in commercial kitchen operations and cookery as well. Perpetua Merrill joined Oilmin in 2022 as a property and maintenance clerk and transitioned to JPFSL in 2024. She's now a travel and rooms management officer / admin supervisor on Herd Base. She was also a top graduate in carpentry construction from Port Moresby Technical College. This was a program supported by Total Energies EP PNG Limited. Cisa Michael, she joined JPFSL in 2023 as a janitor at Herd Base, where she had quickly proven herself as a reliable and outstanding worker. And despite no formal education, mind you, she's used workplace standard operating procedures training, and she's now elevated to a housekeeping supervisor. It's not just them, there's so many examples of this, and if we were to go through a whole list, we'd probably stay here till 2025, but I'll mention quickly the ones here. Dawson Patterson started off as a cook. He's now a site supervisor. I also mentioned Nature Park. He manages that cafe and the catering arm. Mr. Roger Collin, chainsaw operator, 10 years on. He's now one of the best tree felling specialists in PNG. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can walk into a shop and into the bush and cut a tree. Roger will tell you how to do it safely and walk away properly. Karen Cave from admin assistant in 2011. She's now our procurement and logistics manager over there. Nahao Paro started off as HSC officer to now the only female camp manager at Herd Base. I also must mention that that picture was taken right after she graduated from a mini MBA that she did, that she was supported through by JPFSL and Oilmin earlier this year. Barry Mack, from warehouse clerk to now camp manager, CA manager, everything you see there, you throw Barry anywhere and he will thrive. One of the most versatile individuals in field support services. Trevor Imal, from transport coordinator 7 years ago, he's now HR manager. I must also mention that role was previously a non-citizen role, and Trevor proved that he could take on the responsibilities that came on with that role. And that's it. Thank you. Sorry, I should have said thank you after this part. In conclusion, Oilmin is a proud PNG story. Our 100 PNG ownership and long-standing commitment to local communities, workforce development, and operational excellence set us apart. Looking ahead, we remain focused on stability, sustainability, strengthening our partnerships both locally and internationally, and most importantly, building our local capacity. Thank you.